Right, guys, welcome to question 5, okay? And again, without wasting any time, we're just going to go straight onto this question. So we'll just read through, right? And then do some mini analysis and go straight to our question. So straight to imibuzo yethu emva kokufunda. The diagram shows the graph of a parabola f at x, right? So we can see here it's labeled nicely f at x, and then nalapho it's labeled ukuthi-ke igraph to f, which intersects the x-axis at m, okay? Then our coordinates yanikezwa ukuthi m is to 0 and at 2 is to 0 at that point, okay, and that point. It is further given that 1 over 4 is to n is the turning point of the parabola. So we told ukuthi parabola in a turning point yethu elaphayana on top, which is actually represented as 1 over 4 is to n. So siyabona ukuthi le i-x coordinated turning point bese kuthi n uyi-representation yani i-y coordinated turning point. Okay, right, cool. So while 0 is to 6 and also k is to 6 are points on the curve. So siyabona ke la ukuthi sine point laphayana which is found on the curve, elu 0 is to 6 bese siba no k is to 6, which is another point which is found on the curve, right? So I guess it's do some mini analysis firstly before siyoqala nje ukuphendula quickly, all right? So we're given here ukuthi we've got the coordinates ka 0 to 6. So and then we know tina ukuthi this value of 6 here is actually the value of c when it comes to the equation of the parabola. So siyazi ukuthi parabola yethu comes in the format of y is equals to ax squared plus bx plus c. So le value le ela siyibona ngokuthi ibe la ibe y axis ibe y intercept. So basically that's the value of c. Okay, so another thing that we can say lana ukuthi we've got to x oyedwa which is 2 is to 0, and then lo munye asinikeziwe sinike nje ukuthi m is to 0 as well. Okay, then we've got our turning points there, and we also have our axis of symmetry which is 1 over 4. Okay, let us talk kancane nge-axis of symmetry. What is axis of symmetry? Axis of symmetry is a line that divides igraph yethu into two equal halves. Kusho ukuthini na? Kusho ukuthi ke le component engala kwe-quarter iyalingana nale component engala kwe-quarter. So this component here is equal to that component on your left hand side. Okay, so that's what the axis of symmetry is. All right, so it's going to come in handy the axis of symmetry because uma ukuthi ke the axis of symmetry it divide the graph yethu into two equal halves. So it goes without saying ukuthi i-distance yokusuka la siza la iyalingana ne-distance yokusuka la siza kuphi siza la. Okay, so by just looking at the graph now sengiyabona ukuthi leyo nto ingasiza kakhulu ukuthola ini i-value kabani i-value ka m. Okay, so I think the same can be actually expanded on here. Ukuthi shuthi ukusuka la siza la is exactly equal to ukusuka la siya laphayana as well. Okay, before we actually go mhlambe let me just add this as well. Siyakhumbula ukuthi x intercept your turning point is represented as y is equals to a into x minus p all squared plus q. Siyakhumbula ukuthi equation parabola can be expressed ngale ndlela, okay, la khona p expression yani ye x intercept and q lo la eceleni expression yani ye y intercept yani ye turning point. Okay, so siyabona ukuthi ke lo 1 over 4 singasho sithi p and then n lapha umele ini umele value ka q. Okay, right, cool. So mhlambe before siqhubeke ake sisale sesi mhlambe sesizama ukubathola okay no m respectively. Let us just calculate those two nje kuphela. Okay, and then we're going to actually proceed. Okay, so so notice ukuthi ke ukusuka la siza la it's a quarter, so it means ukusuka la futhi siza la kuzoba ikota futhi. siyazi futhi ukuthi ama coordinates meswabona should suke sibona u-x nobani no-y. So in other words u-y wethu la u6. So it means nalapha no-y usobani uso6. So it means there's a straight line from ukusuka kuleli point siya kulela point lelana elino-k ongaziwa. So it means there's a straight line. Shuthi singakhona ukuthi sibuke in terms of axis of symmetry. So ukusuka la siya laphana ikota, it means nokusuka la siya laphana futhi enye ikota. And siyazi ukuthi nokuthi muthatha amakota awu2 wahlanganisa, that's half. So muthatha ikota yesinkwa uhlanganisa nenye ikota yesinkwa, that is actually half wesinkwa. So sobala ukuthi ke ukusuka la siza laphayana u-x wethu ubani u-half. Ngoba ukusuka la siza la ikota nokusuka la siza la ikota. Shuse singasho ke lapha ukuthi u-k wethu ubani u-half respectively. All right. And then sizelana ke. So notice ukuthi say axis of symmetry divide the graph into two equal halves. So it means ukusuka la ku2 siza la kwi-quarter. So it means senze njani siminaze into ethile. We can actually calculate that. So in other words, uma ngabe sithi 2, okay, minus a quarter, you can actually find the difference yokusuka la siya laphayana. Okay, so uma sithi nje 2 minus a quarter, you can actually find the difference yokusuka laphana siza laphana. So 2 minus quarter is actually equals to 1 3/4. So in other words, izinkwe embili ngisusa ikota lingana kusala ini isinkwe esodwa namakota amangaki namakota amathathu. So you can change this to your normal fraction by actually saying 4 times 1, that's 4, plus 3, that's 7, which is going to be equals to 7 over 4. Okay, all right. So it means ukusuka la siza la, okay, 1 3/4. Okay, shuthi ngokunjalo ke nokusuka la siya laphana, so hambe i-distance kabani ka1 3/4, ka1 and bani and 3/4. Okay, so in other words ikota yokuqala izodleka ngokuthi sisuke la size la ku0. Okay, bese siphinde sisuka la futhi sesiya ngala, so that will be the remaining. So in other words sesingasho ukuthi ke since ukusuka la siza la 1 3/4, but ukusuka la siza la kuzodleka ikota eyodwa bese kusala lokho kusalayo for this side. Okay, so it means ukusuka la siya laphana ke ku m, okay, can be represented as negative 1 and 2 quarters. So this can be further simplified, okay, by actually representing it as negative 1 and 1 over 2. Okay, which can be further simplified as well by saying 2 times 1, that's 2, and then plus 1, that's 3. So this is the same as negative 3 over 2. So we've got our m there being equals to negative 3 over 2. And thanks to the axis of symmetry, because it divides our graph into two equal halves. Okay, so without wasting any time, let us now go straight into the questions. Okay, all right, so determine the value of k. All right, so luckily we have our k, so our 5.1 is sorted already. So we said our k is equals to 1 over 2. And then for 5.2, okay, we also have our m. So our m is equals to negative 3 over 2, guys.